We're David and Debbie Hawk. We live in Dallas, Texas. We're regional directors for all of the Americas.
What has really impacted me during this time has been our mornings with Kevin Manoia, and just hearing more about what holiness means and what truly living a life set apart means, and not being content with the status quo where we're at, but continuing to develop that relationship, moving on further, deeper into the water, into the river. And one thing that really struck me this morning was when he talked about you get in so deep that your feet can't touch the bottom, and so basically you're floating. And for me, floating means loss of control. And so once I realized that I'm not in control and really never have been in control, and let God have total control, then to me that's living a life of holiness, a life set apart.
I think with that same river analogy, I remember growing up on a mission station in Honduras where there was a river that went through, and we used to go down and play in the river, and I could remember getting in the current and standing in the sand and feeling the sand washing out from under me. And as I got deeper into the river, the same as Debbie said, losing that control and just floating down the river. But there's one other analogy that he made that I think has really impacted me, and that is the analogy of an iceberg where the center of gravity is way below the water line. And that's the reason why an iceberg can take a lot of storms, can take a lot of waves and not be turned over, because its center of gravity is so far below the water line. And he equated that center of gravity as being our character, who we are, our identity. And what sticks above the water is just the things that we do. Too often we identify with what we do, and our center of gravity gets too high and then we topple over. But if we can be like that iceberg where the center of gravity is way below the water line, we do that by abiding.